We are back. The mystery deepens. Looks like you're off to the next name on your list, Mr. Mathot Lightriver.
Mathot Lightriver.
As you meet up with him, you can all make me a society check as you look at this man for the first time, because none of you are in his class. Yeah, public. Go ahead and make it public. I don't care.
There you go.
Did you say society?
Yep, society. As well, I mean, it goes with society.
Oh, I'm trained, so I guess I'm not terrible.
Not terrible. And Makoto? A society check?
I spoke too soon.
If anything, I'm just lucky that I had one of Ada's high stats be society.
Makoto, you swear, you absolutely swear that this man, this Vakar man standing before you, you swear you saw him in plays or something. You think you swear to the gods he's like a star from plays that you've seen in the Korchka Islands.
So I failed that roll.
Ada, you recognize him as a noble from Highwind.
Oh.
Do you want to bring this up with him? Because you think he's actually you don't think Light River is his last name. We'll put it that way.
Well, if anything, she doesn't want to be straightforward with it, but if anything, she would kind of be a bit more formal around him.
Okay.
Even though she was likely already been a bit formal considering the case at hand.
What do you say to him?
Yeah. Since we're more or less just trying to get their attention at first, Mr. Light River, is it? Do you have a moment to spare?
Sure.
Yeah, mostly just wanted to ask some questions about a potential missing student case.
Missing student?
Well, students, rather, because about 4 of them have been missing for approximately a week or so at minimum.
4 students missing?
Yes. Do any of these names happen to ring a bell for you, whether as your students or otherwise? Ufella Mithropike, Alan Besseron, Selma Zogby, and Glenda Powell.
So you bring this up to him, and it's like, you can't possibly think I had anything to do with these missing students, do you? I promise you I had nothing to do with no missing students.
Yeah. We can't necessarily point at anybody at the moment, but the main reason why I'm asking these questions to you, Mr. Light River, is the fact that despite them having been missing for approximately a week, you had still recorded some of them as attending.
Are you sure?
Yeah, or at least that's my own information given to me from some of the other students, namely friends of the missing students and the psychiatrist of this facility for Powell specifically.
Make me a diplomacy check.
And I am actually going to story point that.
Go right on ahead.
There we go.
36.
Because if anything, my luck seems to be more volatile when I have no story points. So if anything, might as well evoke that.
Okay. So Makoto and Willow, are you wanting to say anything to this guy?
Can I tell anything about his expressions or his body language?
Go ahead and make me a perception check. You can't really tell. His body language seems a little confusing to you. You think it might be because you haven't been around people all too often. Makoto?
I can't remember what we were doing. My brain just went blank there.
You're talking to...
Basically, we're at the questioning step of Meta, Vital.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I'm supposed to be asking, though.
About these 4 missing students.
I think
At least that's what Ada is attempting to do.
What was that, Makoto?
I think Ada asked a lot of questions that I would have already asked.
Right.
If he's seen them or whatever.
Right.
Like if he recognizes any of the names.
Yeah. Ada, as you try to push him on that, and if you could tell that, and Makoto, you could tell too, that he was getting a little anxious, not agitated, but anxious. And he finally says, fine. Okay. All right. You've got me. My name is not Mathot Light River. My name is Mathot Threller. Counselor Berman Threller is my brother. I didn't want people thinking that I got this job because of my brother, so I changed my name. And my brother told me to lie about their attendance. He told me that if I didn't, he was going to out my real identity. But I swear to you, I had nothing to do with their disappearances.
Huh. Yeah, well, if anything, this is still useful information all around, and perhaps this could clear up your name a little bit, Tom.
Yeah, just please don't go around as saying my real last name. Please just call me Mr. Light River.
Yeah, but of course, Mr. Light River.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course.
Thank you.
So that's why you were acting all sketchy?
Yeah.
Or at least all
I'm
worried
sorry.
at first.
I'm sorry.
You're
Why
Why
trying
did
to
you
be
mark
worried
students that
about-
are missing as here?
You're trying to be worried about other people, what they think.
It's my brother. You would need to ask him. I don't know why he wanted me to lie about their attendance.
Do you know where your brother is right now?
And he's a counselor, so he's probably at the council hall.
Do we know that, or were we there when they mentioned that there was like something about there being like a traitor in the school or something?
You think that according to Crystal, someone had to have set that explosive device on the city gates, and yeah, Vera Breides did tell you that at least one of the professors in the school is working with the Circle of Crows or is a member of the Circle of Crows.
Maybe the councilman is connected somehow.
Yeah, maybe, but we can't really connect any dots yet. All that we have at the moment is empty space.
Yeah, you do know that Merman Threller was a person of interest with possible connections to the Circle of Crows.
Yeah, and speaking of which, like, did I spell the last name right? Swallow?
Let's see, where'd you put that?
Yeah, kind of right down here towards the bottom of Mind Palace.
Threller, yeah.
Nice. And their brother was Mormon Thrello?
Yeah. His brother's name is, let's get back to that part here. Going all over the place here. His brother's name is Merman Threller. Counselor Merman Threller. He is an elected member of the council. And if you could maybe a society check.
Everyone?
Yeah. So Ada and Willow, you both remember hearing that Merman Threller was one of the ones who voted no on the measure to abolish the same-sex relationship taboo. He was one of the ones who voted no on it. So he was one of the ones who opposed it. If you bring that up with Mathot, he says he's never supported his brother's views. He says very adamantly he's never supported his brother's views.
And if anything, I can only imagine how much tension that could bring upon. Yeah. Well, either way, that should be enough to at least help us out a little bit. Thank you, Mr. Light River.
Yeah, no worries. Happy to help.
And best of luck. And with that, Ada more or less heads out with the abundance of notes that she had kind of taken down from all of that.
Along with Makoto and Willow, who takes a bit to try to fit through the door. As you curse the
they should really make doors that are more fitted for bigger folks.
Yeah.
It's like, if anything, Ada's probably having to partially duck under them because for some reason Ada is slightly taller than Willow.
Yeah, and Willow's much wider than you. Willow's got little broad shoulders.
Fair enough.
And Willow looks like they certainly could tear a person apart.
We don't need these blade thoughts at the moment. Because at the moment we're conducting Ace Attorney style bloody testimony checks here.
Yeah.
Either way, next up on the list, Adea LD.
Adea LD. So Adea LD is out at the moment. You can't find her.
Huh. That does complicate things a bit.
But you do find her office. Her office is on the second floor, and her office is open. You could
It's open.
go ahead and have a look around.
Yes, I second that idea.
Breaking into people's office.
Well, we were told to investigate.
But at what point does investigating and breaking and entering begin and end?
You're not technically breaking and entering if her office door is open. If it's unlocked,
Actually, that is a fair point.
maybe she should remember to lock her
might
door.
as well. So maybe let's check in. Albeit, if anything, I think it would be better off if just one of us did it. Maybe.
I will stand guard at the door.
Willow will stand guard at the door. Oh my god.
Because, you know, that's not obvious.
That's not obvious. So who's going to search in the room and who's going to stand guard at the door? Do we really want to trust Willow to do that?
Arthur, look casual.
Like
How
I was
does a
about to say,
Bigfoot look
if
casual?
anything, like I was about to say, if anything, this could be kind of like a three-pronged step here of where maybe Ada could check the office, Makoto could stand guard, while Willow goes back to check the cameras to see if there's anything that maybe we might have missed around that same time.
Good plan.
Because for all we know, something could have happened outside of the estimated time.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yes, like if anything, like maybe try and check the footage from if they still have it like a week back to see to kind of like keep track of where they were.
Right. So Willow, go check the cameras. Makoto,
Alright.
stand guard. That sounds like a better plan than Willow standing guard.
Like, if anything, my mind is thinking of this like a real-time strategy game.
Yeah. And Makoto, how are you standing guard? What is your body language like as you're standing guard?
I guess leaning against not the door frame, but the wall beside the door.
Right. Ada, make me a perception check as you search this room. Right. On a table to the side of the door, you find a bundle of dried herbs with a twine, tied in a twine, and they appear to be a collection of herbs from Olympus, you think. And together, you make me a nature check. If you don't have nature, you could pass it through the door to Makoto. I think Makoto has nature.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, like how good is Makoto when it comes to
Expert.
Oh, that's a lot better than my plane.
Yeah. So pass it through the door to Makoto to look at. Makoto, make me a nature check. So Makoto, you think that when burned, these specific herbs could cause hallucinations. Seems like something strange for this person to have. And as you're looking around this office, it looks like the office of like an alchemist. You think she may actually be the alchemy teacher. And go ahead and make me another perception check as you continue searching.
Like, if anything, this is partially starting to make me consider committing to bloody sense motive things. Or at least just looking around. So
on a shelf under on that side table to the side of the door, you find an earthenware bead coated in ash. And you find this earthenware bead in a like earthenware bowl, like a quartz bowl, and it's coated in ash. And you also see that the bowl itself is coated in ash too. So someone burned something in this bowl recently?
And if anything, Ada would just kind of slightly peek out for a second to kind of look at her and just kind of say in a more kind of hushed tone, wait a minute. You said that the orbs did that thing that you said that they would do when burned, right?
Yeah, that's what you said, Ricardo.
Then Then, if anything, Ada's mind is somewhat making the connection that maybe that bowl is kind of how they burn it in a kind of controlled environment, like almost like an incense.
Yeah, Mikado, you would know that. You would know all about incenses. You do the same thing. You have the same sort of practice in the Quartka Islands, right?
Yeah, with the religion and fortune telling and all that.
Yeah, and you would like burn sage once in a while to clear out the bad spirits.
And if anything, would you say that the bowl could be potentially an incense bowl in a way?
Mikado, you think it definitely could. You have in your own
Yes.
possession a similar bowl.
I have one in my room.
But questions upon questions. I might as well try and see what else we could find here within a quick bit of time.
Yeah. Make me another perception check. You get really, really distracted with this book on the shelf that you think for a second it has to be all about the void and about ancient ones, and then you realize, no, it's just about plants from the Quartka Islands.
Huh. Then maybe she could have been basically the equivalent of a botanist teacher. Yeah, because that would explain the kind of focuses on alchemy a bit.
Yeah.
Like kind of like talking about plants, herbs, and whatnot, and the potential medicinal use, or kind of how they could be used.
Go ahead and make me another perception check. As you're searching around there on the shelf, around the shelf, you notice a box kind of tucked on the bottom shelf. And as you pull out that box, you find inside a collection of beakers and jars and bottles of what look like chemicals. And you can make me a crafting check. Do you have crafting?
I am trained in it.
You are trained in crafting. You can go ahead and make me a crafting check. As you look at these chemicals, and you're kind of pull the cork stoppers and you take a sniff, and you also take a little bit of small taste. You realize that together in the correct proportions, these could form the ingredients for an explosive device.
Okay, then that catches Ada off guard a little bit. So, albeit it would be hard to take that out of context because it could lead to an explosive reaction. That doesn't necessarily mean that it could be the bomb in question.
Yeah.
Just something to very much be aware of.
Yeah. You can make me one more perception check. You start searching around the desk. You pull out drawers. You find a folded pouch of salt. You're not sure what that's about. You find a silver coin sharpened on one edge. Not sure what that's about. But as you're going around like the bottom of the drawer, you realize it's a false bottom. And as you pull it up, you find a box with a golden scroll relief on the top.
A golden clover leaf?
Kroll, as in like the circle of crolls.
Son of a... Wait, this could be another play context thing, but this is starting to add up way too exact.
Yeah. And inside the box, you find a signet ring with a Kroll symbol on it. And a scrap of scorched parchment with runic symbols on it that appear to be acrylic.
Then we might actually have a case on our hands, but it would still be a good idea to check on the others just in case.
Yeah.
And needless to say, Ada's making sure that everything is roughly back to where it should be, or at least as it was when we first came in, so that nothing gets picked up back on.
Yeah. But you might take some pictures of these things, and at the very least, you believe you have evidence that ties Adia LD to the Circle of Crolls.
Yes, if anything, I feel like the main two pictures that she would take would be of the beagles and all-around containers of the chemicals, and basically the false bottom of the desk with all of the things of Crolls tied to it.
Yeah. So the next
And when she has
person on the
those,
list.
next up is Golan Shadow.
So the next person on the list, Gorwin Shadov. Willow sounds like got lost.
I went to go check the cameras.
Yeah, you called everyone up on the comstone because you couldn't find the cameras.
Okay.
And it sounds like they ended up somehow on the 7th sub-basement level.
I guess I need a map myself.
For once, Ada's not getting lost.
For once.
It's like, if anything, like, it's starting to become a trend of when stuff actually starts to have weight to it, Ada's sense of direction actually fixes itself. Because otherwise, it's basically spinning the wheel every time.
Yeah.
Well, if Ada's not lost, someone has to be. I guess that someone is Willow.
Because we don't have that.
Yep. At some point you hear rumors that Irene has suddenly collapsed and has been taken to the hospital. And Crystal is up in arms about the whole thing and has instructed you to find Diokun as soon as possible. And as you are going to find Gorwin Shadov, let's see, where is Gorwin Shadov? Gorwin Shadov is on the ground floor in the east wing. Actually on the west wing. So Gorwin Shadov is in the west wing on the ground floor. And as you are going down the west wing hallway, you actually find Crystal, and she is in a big argument with a small Pixen, a little small fairy, essentially. And she's screaming at the top of her lungs at this Pixen, and the Pixen is screaming at the top of his lungs back at her. And finally, after she's removed herself from that situation in a huff, she sees you and she approaches you and she says, "You know what? I will personally pay you money out of my own pocket if you somehow, I don't care how, remove that damn Pixen from my school. That damn Pax has irritated me for the last time. If you don't do it, I will get on the comstone and call the Magi Guard and ask them if they have any sort of professional fairy removal service." She is very clearly agitated. Willow, you're still lost in the basement.
Oh, okay, I'm still lost.
You're very lost. Yeah, Crystal's very agitated with Pax, the pseudo-librarian, I guess. He claims he's a librarian. She is very adamant that he is not. She is very adamant that he is just a Pixen who has way outstayed his welcome. In fact, he was never welcome here. He just showed up one day and decided that he was the librarian and decided that all the books are his. So now she is calling for professional fairy removal service. If anyone out there knows anything about a professional fairy removal service, please let Crystal know.
God.
And Willow, you encounter, as you're trying to find your way through this basement, you encounter a young Quadrican girl who just suddenly appears out of nowhere, just suddenly pops out of nowhere right in front of you, and you've never seen her before in your life. And she says, "Do you know where I can find the what was she said? Hidden archives, I think, or was it something else? Was it secret archives?"
I'm with the hidden archives.
Oh, wait. What? Seriously? Wait, what? Great. Just great. My sister needs help, and you are who she sends for? She's lost her mind.
What's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong?
Yes, I mean, you said that your sister needs help, but you haven't...
Hello? Kyrene?
Explained.
My sister is Kyrene. She is in trouble, and she needs help. Gods, you are slow.
Well, you didn't... How am I supposed to know you're her sister? I don't know who you are.
You do a double take, actually, Willow, because as far as you know, you've never once heard of Kyrene having a sister. As well as the fact that this girl looks like she can't be any older than 13 or 14, and Kyrene is almost 50.
I didn't know Kyrene had a sister. What did you say your name was?
I didn't.
Well, what is your name?
Zoe.
I go on my console and I say, does Kyrene have a sister named Zoe? Because she's...
As far as anyone is aware, you have never heard of Kyrene ever speaking of having a sister.
Is Kyrene available? Where is Kyrene?
Kyrene is... you just heard that Kyrene has collapsed and is on the way to the hospital.
Oh,
Mikoto, as you are on the comstone with Willow, and she they kind of turn the comstone to look at Zoe. You actually sense that this girl is not alive. You think she's a spirit.
Willow, I think she's a spirit.
how do they not? Does she know?
Zoe says,
How do I tell?
Hey, that's ascended elemental spirit to you. If you really want my whole life story, I died many years ago, sacrificing myself to save Kyrene's life, and in my moment of self-sacrifice, I ascended to an elemental spirit. I lost my memory for a long time, but I have recently regained my memory. Now, are you going to help or what? Kyrene needs your help. She is being attacked by someone named Nia Lara Totop or something like that. You think she's trying to say Nyarlathotep.
And I was about to say, like, if Ada had her own messaging stone and was listening in on it as well, like, as soon as she kind of connects 1 and 2 together, like, the closest thing that Willow would hear would probably be the closest thing to hearing somebody drop a comm stone.
Yeah, you dropped the comstone. Ada has dropped her comstone.
Likely out of shock and recognition of that damn name.
Yep.
Willow says, I'm gonna take this spirit girl. I'm gonna go. I should go talk to Kyrene.
Kyrene's unconscious, the last you heard.
Or should go check in on Kyrene.
She's unconscious, last you heard. She's on her way to the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
What you can't do right now, because the city gate was destroyed, and the way is still blocked.
Kyrene, Willow just says, you know what, follow me. I'm going to let's try to find our way back to my comrades.
What? Where are your comrades? Where are your friends?
Well,
sounds like the spirit doesn't trust you.
The last I knew, they were at that professor's office.
What professor's office? What is this place? She's looking around.
This is the Alma Academy.
What? Oh, right. My sister said that she's no longer the headmistress of the academy. Which is a whole other story for another time. I have really got to talk to her about that. When the heck did she become headmistress of this school? But now it's her, I think her protege? Cause I have a lot of catching up to do with my sister.
Willow's gonna try to find the way back to the I was gonna say, where are you?
How do we have 2 people that have no navigation skills?
The last I knew you were at the professor's office.
Willow, suddenly you see a bright flash of white light, and you're no longer in the sub-basement. You're now in the glass tip in the observatory of the pyramid. And Zoe is looking around. Okay, if anyone's going to find anything, it'll be from here. You can see everything from here.
Alright, let me take a look.
You take a look through the glass walls, and everything down below, all the people down below look like ants to you.
Everyone looks like ants. They're so tiny.
And make me a flat check.
A 2.
You have this very strong urge come over you, and you and Zoe is looking at you, and she's like, you're scary. I'm going to go find someone else. And she disappears.
Get away from me. I'm not safe from me around right now.
She's a spirit, so if anyone's safe around you, it's her.
Oh.
You can't kill her again.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like, well, it looks like they're not, like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, like your eyes have gone red.
They put their hands on their head, like, no, oh my god, no, stop it. They look like they're trying to have a mental fight with themselves.
Yeah. So that's scary. That is very scary. So you go and look for Mr. Gorwin Shadov. And actually you couldn't find him in his office, but you did hear from someone that they saw him fishing in the pond. Do you go out looking for him? Ada, Makoto?
Sure.
Wait, so what was happening?
So you go out looking for Gorwin Shadov, who you heard from someone was fishing in the pond.
Oh, yeah.
So you approach him, and what do you say? What are you doing?
Shadow, is it? Do you have a moment?
Shadov, yeah, Shadov. How can I help
Have a
you?
moment? Well, if anything, we more or less just came here to ask a few questions because there have been a few students that have been missing as of late, and we just wanted to kind of clear some things up.
Yeah, I did spot a cloaked figure with green skin sneaking around the east wing that night. You said it was about a week ago?
About a week ago, yes. And cloaked
I did-
figure with green skin, you said?
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know.
Well, either way, do any of these names ring a bell for you, whether as students or otherwise? And then she would just kind of relist the full names.
So he knows Glenda Powell, and he knows Ain Bisran, and he also knows Selma. So they've been in his class.
And if anything, the main reason why we're here was because despite their at minimum week of absence, you had continuously marked them down as attending.
Have I?
At least that's what I've been told, yes. Whether it's a genuine mistake or something more, we'll have to figure that out at some point.
Yeah, it might have been a mistake. I'm sorry.
It's fine because, after all, we're more or less just looking to have questions answered and options narrowed.
Okay.
And do you have any rough time frames for when you saw this cloaked figure?
About a week ago, I think I saw it around midnight or 1 a.m. Can't be sure.
Well, if anything, that is interesting because me and a few friends of mine had already found something kind of similar happening around midnight within the dormitories of a pale woman with glowing eyes being there. Do you think that could be the same person as the one you're describing, just a bit muddied due to perspective?
I don't know.
Yeah, because you said that it was around the east wing, right?
Yeah.
Any specific area there, or did it tend to go from area to area as long as it was in the east?
It was in the east wing. So how the pyramid is laid out, real quick, is as you are going into the pyramid. 1 second, please. As you're going into the pyramid, you come into the foyer first, and then there's two doorways to either side, to the left and to the right. Each of those doorways lead to the west wing on the left and the east wing on the right. Those are these are these long halls that stretch around the west and east perimeter of the pyramid. As you go forward through the foyer, it leads you into the hall, into the main hall. which is this massive chamber in the center of the pyramid on the ground floor. And there you find the central stairs, and the central stairs lead you to the second floor and the top floor. There are 3 floors essentially. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's laid out.
So it's more or less just within the East Wing.
Yeah, it was just in the East Wing Hall. He says in the East Wing Hall, it can go from the front all the way to the side of the pyramid, the east side of the pyramid, and leading into the leads to these massive doors that goes into the Mystia casting antechamber. The West Wing leads to the library.
If anything, this information should be at least useful in figuring things out all the while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your time, Shadow.
No problem. Now to see if I can catch that fish that has been eluding me. Ada, as far as you know, there are no fish in this pond.
Then, by my suggestion, I would try a different body of water.
Huh? What do you mean?
I would suggest that the pond doesn't have fish of its own.
He hushes, he whispers, that's the whole point.
What?
That's the whole point.
Ada is just passively confused. It's like her expression is still somewhat neutral, but like you can feel the confusion coming from her. But eventually she just shrugs a bit, and I think we're now down to our 6th one.
The
Even though we
final
already
professor.
have our ace in the hole.
The final professor.
Nafti
Nahas. As you go to find him, and his office is on the 2nd floor, you go to find him, and you don't actually see him in his office at the time, and his office door is wide open. Seems like he might have just stepped out. You want to take a look around?
Yes, Makoto, same plan as before. One stands guard, one goes in.
Yep.
Sure.
So, make me a perception check, Ada. You're checking around Dafty's office. Okay, so as you're looking around his desk, you pull out a drawer and you find in there a stub of charcoal, as well as a smudged charcoal sketch of a hidden alley that, as you look closely, it looks like the same alley where Alvarina Steer was murdered from the Circle of Krol's case that you investigated just a couple of weeks ago. So that's a little weird.
Yes, a bit of a sharp connection to make, but it'd still be a bit loose.
Make me another perception check. You find in another drawer a pebble smoothed by the river. It looks like to you a pocket worry stone. And next to it, you find a torn strip of silk ribbon and a small pouch of common coins.
Okay, at least worth kind of noting of, even if it doesn't really sum up to much.
Yeah, and go ahead and make me another perception check. And as Makoto, you think you see him rounding the corner, and what you find in another drawer, Ada, is a rolled up sketch next to a tiny bone charm carved with what look like acrylic runes. And as you unroll the sketch,
I knock on the door.
You are shocked to see that it is a sketch of Alvarina Steer.
Okay, then, like, if anything, Ada is definitely shocked by that, but considering how Makoto knocked on the door is kind of like a nullifier, like, she very quickly kind of like makes sure that everything's back to where it used to be and just heads out to kind of like hopefully keep the illusion going.
Okay. As he approaches you, he is immediately, it looks like defensive. As it says, what, were you skulking around in my office? What is this? Is this a witch hunt? Are you just looking for evidence to burn me at the stake or something? Is that it? Whatever happened to real reporter integrity, huh?
Well, considering how it's a missing person's case, I thought that it was justified considering how yet left the area out in the open.
Do you mention at all the sketch of the alley or the sketch of Elvering?
And probably somewhat offhandedly, as kind of more along the lines of, after all, there could have been important things inside there that perhaps one could have fulfilled kept secret in there. But sometimes necessity results in kind of some out-of-pocket things. Like maybe a few sketches.
Like a few sketches. What, is an artist not allowed to make art any longer? This is all a witch hunt, I swear it. Wait till I bring this to the headmistress. You shall all be suspended from this marvelous institution. You can try to make me a diplomacy check to calm him down.
So this isn't a witch hunt, and not doubting your... I don't care to fuck. I don't have a story point. My freaking volatile luck.
Go ahead and have a free story point. It's you're overdue for one anyways right now.
There we go.
Better. He's leaving the night.
Yeah, he's overdue.
And if anything, like it is more or less just trying to say something along the lines of, oh, she isn't saying that he is the one behind this, and she's in no way doubting that his alt is the problem behind all of this.
He's refusing.
It's just how they were so specific, the sketches all, that only one that would know about it to know about it.
He just says, you're just fake reporters. This is a witch hunt. Get out of here, you fake reporters. I'm calling security. I'll not have slander on me printed all over the school paper. I'll sooner see you all expelled from the school.
The way you're acting makes it seem like you're guilty.
Dakota, you could make an intimidation check.
But Alligator, are we going freaking good cop, bad cop here? With probably the biggest inverse of bully stats.
It looks like it looks like Ada would be higher in intimidation.
Like I said, a little inverse of stats.
Yeah. So Ada, you could actually go ahead and make an intimidation check with a +1 from Makoto.
Just a +1 circumstance.
Yeah.
And public or private? Oh, fine.
Private. Public.
And the volatile luck continues.
He finally kind of goes and backs down. He says, "Fine, gods, you lot aren't real reporters at all, are you? Whatever happened to reporter ethics or integrity, huh? Or were those ever a real thing to begin with?" And
well, this isn't entirely that much of a report as it is a investigation.
Make a perception check to sense motive.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Specifically one of 4 missing students of the place in and of itself.
Makoto, you believe he's not really had a very good history with reporters in the past, and there may be some other reason for his outburst?
I was going to say, sir, we're just trying to find these missing students, and I give them the list of the names of the students that were missing.
Yeah. Or
you're not in trouble for anything. We're just trying to find missing students.
Or at least find information that could lead up to us finding them.
Fine. Okay. I have sketches of the alley where that poor man was killed and the victim himself, because I was hired by the Magi Guard to make sketches of the crime scene and the victim. It was legitimate work, not some nefarious plot. That's all.
And that very much helps clear up your name.
He says,
even if, being honest, you were never the main suspect to begin with.
I did see a tall man in a hooded cloak vanish into a secret passage behind a bookcase in the library. I don't know if that man might have had something to do with it. I think it was around midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. that night. I'm not sure.
So thank you for answering our questions.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Nahas. And sorry if things initially seemed to kind of bring up old wounds, so to say.
Yeah. It's fine.
And necessity sometimes needs to defy some things, but thankfully, that should be all from us. Thank you.
Willow, you finally find your way back up to the ground floor. you finally find your way to the ground floor. Finally.
Wasn't she in a glass room?
Yeah, she was in the observatory on the very top of the pyramid.
Well, I finally found it.
You finally found the ground floor, and you are actually looking around on the west wing, and you find an office with Erwin Seth's name on it. And the door is just open, and he's not there. And you actually remember his name being on the list of the professors that you were looking into. Want to take a poke around?
Oh, well, he is on the list of professors, so I guess I should investigate. I go inside.
Make a perception check. Oh wow. You find in a drawer in his desk, you find a diary. And in this diary, he is lamenting about some gambling debts that he has accrued over the last few years. And another entry about his meeting with a Dr. Edmund from Darkon Sanatorium, and how she has promised that she would make his gambling debts disappear if he helped her. A newer entry talks about how he broke into Dr. Jewel's office, made copies of her patient records, and sent them to Dr. Erdman. And another entry talks about the 4 students that Dr. Erdman selected. The last entry reads, "I am so sorry for everything that I've done. I swore an oath to protect my students, and instead I handed them over to a mad woman who plans to do God's know what with them. I'm a monster. My wife left me 2 years ago, and now I can see why. I'm a sorry excuse of a person. I should just end it all. Although I know that will not make up for what I have done." And you also find next to the diary a copper hairpin. And as you look at the copper hairpin on the underside of it, it says Glenda Powell.
Well, it's just like, oh my god. We'll takes pictures.
And inside the diary, you find a letter in an envelope. And as you pull that letter out, it is addressed to him by a Dr. Fiona Erdman, the director of Darkon Sanatorium. The letter seems to be implying that he promised to supply her with test subjects, and that she is getting ready to use other means to get what she wants. And you also find another letter indicating that he was on night duty in the foyer of the dormitory on the night the students went missing.
Oh god, there were so many pieces coming together with this.
Yeah, a lot of pieces coming together.
I'll see that, all that, takes pictures, everything, attempts to write notes. Trying to, I guess, put it back so it doesn't look like it was put it back nicely, and then runs out of the room.
You run out of the room.
Looking for the other.
So you go looking for Makoto.
And
Ada.
Ada, yeah. I was like, oh my god, this is worse than we thought.
Worse than we thought.
And all at the same time, like, all of these things basically connecting these two almost together in a way. Because this entire search for missing students led to the Circle of Quarrels conspiracy potentially being solved due to what we found from Adea Elite's office. Well, Willow surprisingly managed to find the biggest pieces of basically the disappearance of Glenda.
Yeah, or perhaps all of them.
It's like this is one big Jenga tower, and we removed just the one thing that could cause this entire thing to crumble.
Yeah.
And basically, we'll set up a jack and an ace.
When you were in Nafty's office, you did notice something really peculiar. Whereas all of the others had their desks sitting facing the wall. His desk, for whatever reason, was facing the door. And you noticed as you were talking to him, he was straightening his clothing and his cuffs repeatedly.
Probably smaller notes on that.
Yep. So do you want to go confront Erwin Seth once you have met up with Willow and they've shown you all of this? Willow has shown you all of this. Do you want to go? What do you want to do?
It's like, if anything, part of my mind is actually debating on this because if we do it ourselves, then it gets there sooner. But we aren't exactly officials, so we can't wholly do enough about it.
Yeah.
But if we bring it over to actual officials that can use it, it would take more time, but they would have but they would actually be knowing what they would be.
You are concerned about the last entry where he talks about I should just end it. That does kind of spring alarm bells for you and big red flags.
Shouldn't we update Crystal on what we found?
You feel like you should go talk to Dr. Jules about this.
Yeah.
Then, if anything, does this sound like another three-pronged strike kind of deal? Or will each go to a different person with this information?
Sure. So who wants to go talk to Dr. Jules? Who wants to go talk to... Remember, you were supposed to be reporting to Sarah now, not Crystal.
Oh, yeah, Sarah. Sarah.
Who wants to go...
Yeah.
Who wants to go report to Sarah?
Well, I guess since I brought it up.
That might be our best bet.
Willow, go report to Sarah. And Ada and Makoto, you go talk to Dr. Jules?
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. You send Willow off to go report to Sarah, hoping that they get all the facts straight.
Why don't I borrow that map?
If anything, it's Ada would actually kind of slightly toss the map towards and just say...
Shouldn't we all have our own map?
That would probably be helpful.
Actually, that is a fair point.
That is a fair point. You should probably get your own maps.
Do we all have that?
Ada was the only one that had a map, I think, because for the same reason that Willow should probably.
You should go pick one up from the school counselor.
If anything, I think Ada was
or the secretary
given a specific map because of how easily she could lose her sense of direction.
Yeah, go pick up a map from Sonura, Crystal's secretary.
Either way, please split off Parasite. Let's go.
Makoto and Ada, you go to bring the letters and the diary to Dr. Jules. And as she looks over everything, you could see the look of concern just wash over by the gods. I think he plans on ending his own life. We've got to go stop him. Hurry, we must go find him as soon as possible. Do you have any idea where he could be at this hour?
In terms of exact location, we're not entirely sure, I believe.
Lead the way, I'm coming with you. Lead the way, I'm coming with you. As the school counselor, it is my job to come to the aid of those in desperate need, and this man is absolutely in desperate need. There is no question about that.
Especially considering how the connections to Glenda Powell could have all of this be tied to Seth as well. Yeah,
so you could make a diplomacy check to canvass the school for anyone who might have any information as to Mr. Seth's whereabouts.
For gather information, I'm just checking.
Absolutely.
Because in my case, gather information is society.
And Makoto, go ahead and make a diplomacy check as well.
The one, not one.
You get turned around multiple times. At one point,
for giving your map to Willow.
At one point, it sounds like someone tells you to go to the east wing. You go to the west wing. At another point, it sounds like someone says, "I think I saw him in the library." You go to the antechamber.
And it was a bad idea to give away the map, but they seem to believe they get lost. So just play eye for an eye.
So Eventually, someone tells you, I think I saw him at the central stairs. You get to the central stairs, and you can make a diplomacy check there again. Hopefully this goes better.
On my case society. Hopefully this does better.
Hopefully.
There
Much
we go.
better. Much better.
Because thank fuck I got the streetwise feat so that I could use society in place of diplomacy for gather information.
Yeah. You discover that he was last seen heading towards the top floor. When you get to the top floor, you can make one more diplomacy check to narrow down where he would have gone from here. Far better. Wait for Makoto.
I already rolled. Was I supposed to roll again?
Yeah. One more.
Yeah.
Another diplomacy?
Yeah. Critical success with a 20 on the die. So between you discovered that he was last seen going up to the Crow's Nest, as Crystal has taken to call in the observatory. And when you make it up to the observatory, you find Mr. Seth standing there at an open pane of the window walls, and he looks as though he is about to jump. This will be an influence activity to stop him, with a goal of 5 influence points to get him to back away.
Oh god.
You will have a +1 circumstance bonus from Dr. Jules helping you.
And I was about to say, this is very much out of character and somewhat out of context, but it also doesn't really help that, and really, this is one of my own feels in a weird way.
Fear fights?
Well, less a fear of heights, more a fear of losing somebody.
Ow.
Well, his council feat could have came in handy.
Yes, I was about to say, I've already had enough of the fear of losing somebody back in high school.
Yeah, that's... You actually lost someone back in high school?
One for each year of high school.
Oh,
Wow.
I am so sorry.
Bad luck.
Albeit, I will say only
Sad
2 of them were family members. 2 of them were classmates.
I am so sorry.
But I'll save that story for afterwards.
Yeah. You can make me a diplomacy check. You could also... There are a variety of skill options that you could use here, and there's the ability to use perception to try to uncover more information. So we want to make sure that everyone has something that they can contribute to this, even if they don't have diplomacy. So Makoto, I know you don't have diplomacy. So what you could do, Makoto, is you could use perception to try to sense motive and try to uncover more information that way. Makoto, you believe that this is a man racked with guilt. He is really possessed with guilt. Do you bring that up with Ada?
Yes.
So Ada, you do have diplomacy.
Even if it isn't necessarily my best, I am at least trained with it.
Yeah. Make me a diplomacy check. What are you saying to try to get him to back away from the ledge?
Oh gosh, out of character, I'm actually not really sure as to what to actually say.
Yeah, I know. This is a very, very heavy moment.
Yeah. And my mind is genuinely coming up blank with this, so let's just see where the dice go. Hopefully.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Public?
Yeah. It's a failure, so you don't get any influence points, but you don't gain any push points at least. If he gets to 5 push points, then I don't have to say it. You don't want that happen. You don't want it to happen. You don't want that to happen. So Makoto, you can make another discover, which will be a perception check, or an appropriate skill check determined by me. Oh, let's see here. Let's take a look at the skills. So you believe that society, Makoto, would have a good impact on him, as well as if you possibly have gambling lore You think a lot of this has to do with the gambling debts.
If anything, this is what I'm more adept with society.
You're more adept with society? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my diplomacy is a plus 18, my society is a plus 24.
I'm not trained in society and I know nothing about gambling.
Yeah. So you learned that one of his biggest weaknesses is talking about gambling. And so you think society would help here.
So can I tell Ada that society helps or?
Yeah. So
Okay.
So you give that information to Ada, and so Ada, you can make a society check if you don't want to make diplomacy. You can make society check instead.
Yes, I am much more comfortable with making society checks than diplomacy, considering the gap of 6. There we go, almost a nat 20.
Yeah, so that is actually a critical success, and so you gain 2 influence points. You gain 2 influence points. Mikoto, you can make another discover, or you could
Oh, sorry.
Or you could use society to try to talk him down too.
And society's only 3.
Wow.
I guess it's up to me.
Yep.
And one of the few times that I built a character to have high society too.
Mikoto, you believe another big weakness for him is the fact that his wife left him, and
okay.
So you think that could be a big weakness for him, and so with that you Ada, you get a +1 circumstance bonus with that information. Ada, go ahead and make another influence.
Not great, but also not exactly terrible, I think.
Yeah. You gain an influence point. You're now up to 3, and now you Mikoto, go ahead and what do you want to do here, Mikoto? You want to continue with discover?
I guess so.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, the stress.
You think that it would be a bad idea to talk about the missing students. Talking about the missing students would probably push him closer. So you don't want that. So you should probably avoid that topic for the time being, because that seems to be like the biggest thing he's really feeling guilty about. He's feeling a heavy amount of guilt.
Like, in a somewhat macabre way, that's basically the trickle heel.
So make an influence check, Ada.
Still with the +1, or...
Yeah. With another plus, so make it a +2. Actually, no, wait. They don't stack. So it's +1.
Getting battle.
So that's 38. That's another success. You gain another influence point.
1 more to go.
Actually, that was a critical success, because that what you pushed him on was his weakness, his gambling, the gambling debts. That was his weakness, and talking about his wife, a major weakness for him, and talking about how his wife would not want him to do this. This is not what she would want for him. So that is actually a critical success. So that because the DC was lower for that.
I did it. I fucking did it.
So 2 influence points. You get him to back away from the ledge, and as you do, he says, "I'm so sorry. I've been racked with gambling debts for years. My wife left me over them, but Dr. Ehrenman, she found me one day, and she promised that she could make my debts just disappear and that I could be free and clear of them. I was desperate. You have to believe me. For her to free me of my debts, I had to do something for her. She wanted test subjects, but I promise you, I have no idea what she planned to do with them once she got them. She pressured me into taking the job here, and then she ordered me to break into Dr. Jewell's office. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." And she wanted me to steal patient records.
If anything, I know just as much as you do how desperation and guilt can drive one to desperate measures in order to make it feel like, I don't know, just how to make it feel right.
he says he does confirm that he helped kidnap the 4 students and helped get them to Darkon Sanatorium. I promise you, I have no idea what she's planning to do with them. She never told me anything about that.
And we'll show that you don't, but if anything, thanks for listening to us.
You have the choice here. Do you want to report him to Sarah and Crystal, knowing that he will be arrested by campus security? Or do you want to absolve him of this, knowing that there were mitigating circumstances at play? He was desperate for help with his debts, and he was pressured into doing this by someone who promised to help him with his debts. What do you want to do?
Desperation can make people do things that they would never do under normal circumstances.
Absolutely.
And wait, I'll save that for later.
Makoto, what do you think?
In terms
I'm torn. I kind of want to. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very
he
difficult.
should answer for his crimes, but at the same time,
but at the same time,
bribed into doing it by financial means, and
if anything, this
I
is just a big
both sides of
it.
Yeah.
If anything, this is just a big kind of morality question. If anything,
absolutely.
Basically, is he at fault for the actions that he took to absolve himself, or was it the person that they outsourced that absolution to?
Yeah, he's definitely pointing the finger at Dr. Ernman, and you've read that name before in that letter from Dr. Ernman. And let's see here. Give me a second. Dr. Jules says this is exactly what I've been talking about. That's a sanatorium. Fiona Ernman, she had some radical ideas about psychology and mental health in school. She believed that broken minds simply can never get better, and that the only way was for a patient to forget. She had this radical idea about using magic to essentially lobotomize a patient. And since she took over the sanatorium, I have heard of several deaths under her care.
And I was about to say, I will admit, while the actions that you took for them are inexcusable at best, I can at least say that in the overarching bit of this, you aren't the main culprit in this case.
Yeah, it's definitely clearly Fiona Ernman.
So, if anything, in the grand case of this, you'll likely get off easy for it, so hopefully that eases your mind.
So you're going to report this to Crystal?
But if anything, my mind was kind of finding some way to do both in a way of, well, basically we do the absolution route, and after that's done, we say kind of the overarching kind of story of it to act as the overall, so that they have the full image.
Right, because there are mitigating circumstances.
So yeah, I guess you'd say absolution first, then the bigger picture will be shown later.
Yeah.
To hopefully give some background context to all of this desperation.
Right. You bring this up to Crystal, and you let her know about all the mitigating circumstances. And Crystal is very adamant that someone needs to be made an example of for invading students' privacy and violating Dr. Jules' doctor-patient confidentiality, but she understands the mitigating circumstances. So at the end of the day, campus security comes and arrests him, and he will get to argue his case in court. And at this point, Dr. Jules suggests maybe a good avenue of investigation next is to investigate the dormitory, investigate the rooms of the missing students. But you will need the keys from Crystal. All right, here she is right here. You're in Crystal's office, and you have the opportunity to ask her about the keys for these missing students' rooms.
And if anything, after a little bit of time to kind of have Ada kind of mentally wind down a bit from that, considering how she was likely having her own kind of flashes of back during the battle.
Yeah.
She just kind of turns over to them and say, do you still happen to have the keys for the missing vault?
Crystal says, check with Sonura. She probably has them.
Ada just gives a slight nod.
So, you go check with Sonura. Sonura hands over the keys for the 4 missing students' rooms without question.
I thought we knew where they are.
You know that their rooms are in the dormitory.
Names. So we know the names and that they're in the dormitory, but we don't know which rooms they exactly are.
I thought they were at the Dark Sanctorium.
Yeah, but you need a lot more information, a lot more evidence. You need to know, like, what happened, how were they kidnapped, what happened.
Yeah, so we need the mounting evidence to basically confirm that the big player in this is actually the one basically orchestrating this entire thing off of one.
Yeah, it is at that point that we will to be continued next time on Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives.
Oh,
if you enjoyed today's show, how about you do us a favor and drop us a like and a comment and maybe consider subscribing. We would also love for you to join our Discord community. Please catch our next episode next week for the second part of the season 13 premiere, or catch us on our podcast. The podcast version of this will be releasing on February 6th. Thank you, and we will see you next time.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye.